Today's invitation is about creating top 10 roadmap items or North Stars for your life. This is a practice that I've been doing now for almost a year, and I have found immense benefit. They have become my pillars and anchors when I have to make some difficult choices. And on a day-to-day basis, they help me march towards a certain direction, and I don't feel directionless. Now, I'm going to give you some of the tips and tricks that I've used, and I highly recommend that you use them. And then during that journey, you will find some things that work for you, and then you make that your part of your process. So here's this tip number one. Number one is that take 2 or 3 weeks to clearly identify some of the North Stars or some of the goals of your life that you want your life to be centered around. And for example, for me, some of the roadmap items are meditating every day for 30 to 40 minutes, great relationships, deep work, which means taking my work as a sacred, meditative, creative process. And then you create top 5 or top 10 roadmap items like this. And then once you have identified those, jot them down on a postcard, a small postcard, and put it somewhere where you can see it every day, at least for 2 to 3 times. Or you put them in your beloved daily journal, but put it at the back or the front of the journal so that you can easily look at it. You don't have to scroll through the pages to find it. And look at that journal, make it a practice to look at those roadmap items at least 2 to 3 times every day. And third trick or tip that I want to give you is that once you have identified after a clear analysis and deep reflection of 2-3 weeks where you have put in 5-6 hours to come to those top 5 or 10 roadmap items, don't change it for 3 to 6 months. Unless you really feel, okay, this is not really meaningful for me, and just after a few weeks you find out, okay, this is not something really I want my life to be centered around, this is not the direction I want my life to go in, then you take that out. But make sure you don't change it too often, because that means you're changing directions too often. It can cause, again, a lot more confusion, because you want these roadmap items to be your lighthouse. And what's going to happen is that whenever you're going to be faced with a challenging situation and you have to make tough choices, these roadmap items will come back to the forefront of your mind to help you decide which choice to pick. You won't feel directionless, you won't feel confused, and that is the whole point of having them. And that is the whole point of looking at them every day. A lot of us feel that we know what our purpose in life is, or maybe we don't. If we don't, then that is the great benefit of doing this practice, that you will hone on the purpose of your life. But a lot of times when we feel we know the purpose of our life, we still get distracted and confused because these purposes are not clearly laid out or identified. And once you have identified them, then you know that this is the direction you want your life to be headed in. And then when you have to make a choice, you make that choice based on those roadmap items and whatever your vision is that you have set. So I highly recommend that you go through this process and then take that journey. Once you have identified those top 5 or 10 roadmap items, take that journey, persist through that, and see what comes out. All right? What are your findings? Because without doing that, there's no way you will find out if your life is better with doing it or without doing it. But trust me, it's going to give you immense benefit. This simple practice. And take that journey, put your effort in, and see after 3 to 6 months where you land. And like I said, I totally believe, based on my experience, you're going to be headed in a direction that is forward moving and direction of evolution, growth, and transformation. And I leave you with that invite that create top 10 roadmap items for yourself and look at them every day. And if you find value in this invitation, please share with someone else. And as always, love, peace, and health.